Hi guys, am I audible to you? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Okay, thank you. So we'll just start off within next 5 minutes. Let everyone join, then we'll just start off. Okay. Okay, guys, we'll just start off with today's session. Just confirm me my voice is audible to you. Everyone can hear me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine, great. So accordingly, we'll just go ahead then. So today we'll just go ahead with the session as usual, and tomorrow you'll be having the presentation. Okay, so prepare your presentation well and project well. Actually, prepare your project well, and accordingly just go ahead with the presentation for prepare for the presentation for tomorrow. So tomorrow you'll be having the presentation. So today there will be a normal session. Okay, guys, understood? Guys, understood what I told? Okay, try and interact, guys. Just switch on your
Yes,
mic
ma'am.
and say, okay, fine. So accordingly, we'll just go ahead with this week's agenda. I'm just sharing you the screen. Just let me know, is my screen visible to you or not? Screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay. And just wanted to confirm one thing, like have you guys submitted the previous year's previous week project and stuff? Are you done with submitting all of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Like,
ma'am.
okay. So have you added the GitHub link as well with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine, great. Fine. So we'll just go ahead with today's session. So today, actually, based on the agenda, we'll just go ahead, try and cover the data warehousing part somewhat. Well, our main concern is to cover the ETL part. So we'll cover the ETL part accordingly. Then we'll just move ahead with the details, ETL details and the ETL pipeline, and then we'll just move ahead with the visualization part with Power BI and Tableau. So all of this, like this is the agenda for this week actually, and I don't think with like this topics are huge. Like from doing it from scratch, it would take time. So today in today's session, we won't be cover up. Won't be able to cover up all the stuff, but we'll try to cover from the very ETL part, and we'll see how much we can cover, and we'll go accordingly. Okay, clear, guys. The details about this week agenda, what we want to cover, and what are the details. The stuffs are clear to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Okay,
ma'am.
fine. Great. So we'll just move ahead with the basics. That is the data warehouse. So guys, you have proper idea about what data warehouse is? Guys, anyone? If you don't know, that is fine, but just respond that you don't know. Okay, fine. So we'll just go ahead with the basics of data warehouse. So what is data warehouse actually? We'll just go ahead and address the question of data warehouse just a moment. So what is data warehouse? I'm just writing it DW to signify as data warehouse. Okay. So data warehouse, we can define it as DW or DWH, anyhow you can represent it. But technically, what it is a large storage system. You can think it of that. What is the task of the that large storage system? The task is to collect, organize, and store data from different sources. Like that sources can be like any of the sales data, any of the customer data, any of the finance data in one place. You will get all of this data in one place. So the work of data warehouse, like what exactly is data warehouse? So data warehouse is a large storage system that collects, organize, and store data from different sources. This is actually what data warehouse is. Okay. So it is why data warehouse is used. So it is mainly used to analyze and report. in a form that we can get the analytical part and and reporting part in a form that we can take the data from there, eventually go down and do the performance of analysis and reporting. And it's not like for the daily operations, we can just, if any of the data that has already been used, that has already been analyzed, we can store that data accordingly. Or eventually, if there is any new analysis that is needed to be done on any of the preferred data, that data is also stored in a structured and organized way in a large section or like large storage system that is known as data warehouse. So clear guys, understood what data warehouse is? In simple terms, I told you. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
fine.
ma'am.
Okay, got it. So you can think it of like this data warehouse. You can think it of like a library of data, or like where what is the task or there where we actually get the informations. Like data are all data are not informations. They are just the normal data. When we analyze that, we get certain informations, right? So we can think it of as a library of data where information is cleaned, arranged, and stored so that people can read it easily and try and make decision, like proper decision out of that very data. Okay, so we can call it as library of data where what is the task that we are doing, where the information is actually cleaned, arranged, and stored so that whatever whoever is looking into it, maybe a business analyst, maybe a data analyst, whoever is reading to the data can read it easily and can try and make the relevant decision based on the data, and we can just go ahead with the flourishment of any of the business whose data we are checking on. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
so we'll just check on with a example, like a very basic example that we can think it of. We can imagine about a shopping mall, right? Just a moment. Yeah. So we can think it of as a shopping mall. Okay. So each shop has its own cash register, right? You guys have seen like each of the shop, they have their own cash register, the records of the sales that they are having, right? So most of you have witnessed that. So that is like a database. Like the daily operations, whatever they are doing, they are just recording that. Like they are just registering that whatever product has been sold, whatever be it, they just sold it. Okay. But now when there is an option, like when the owner wants to get some of the questions answered from that data, like which shop makes most of the money out of the whole from the mall, there are many shops, right? So the owner wants to understand like which shop makes most money. So from that data of each of the shop are collected, and based on that, after analysis, we can get the result of this. Like answer this question, like which shop makes most of the money. Then maybe what time do the people come to the shop in like most often, or which products are selling well in that shop. This kind of questions we can definitely answer. Okay, so if we are trying and analyzing this data that we are getting on. Okay, so there are certain characteristics of data warehouse, like we'll just write it down. So characteristics, what it actually signifies. So the very first, like there are certain forms with which the data warehousing is well to do with, well to go with. So characteristic wise, we can call it as it is a subject oriented. So what does it mean? Like the data is organized by subject. Like in a shop, there might be different kinds of, like suppose you can think it of about a e-commerce, right? E-commerce store, maybe a Flipkart, Amazon, any of this. So there might be the data based on the sales they are doing, based on the customers, like what customers are coming in, what type of customers, and whatever what sales they are doing, right? So we got some of the data based on the sales that is happening, based on the customers, also based on the product. So the data is organized by subjects, like all of these forms, like based on sales, based on customer, based on product, the data is organized. It's not just like normal transaction, right? It's not just the normal transaction data that I am storing. We are storing that also, but we are storing it in different subject perspective. Like in terms of sales, we can think of any of the customer services also. There are people, customers who call into the customer service to get support. There also the data that based on what the customer is given the attendance or assistance, based on that also the data is being stored. So that actually is the characteristics of like data warehouse, that is it is subject oriented. Next we can call it as integrated. So what integrated means? Like it combines data from different source into one consistent format. Okay, so what it does, it combines like the data might be in any of the form, right? The data might be in like Excel sheet, might be from the database, might be from any other form, right? So the data it combines the data that we are getting in different forms, and different forms and sources actually into one consistent format. Like it change it into like it is getting like we are getting some of the data in JSON file, we are getting some of the data from Excel, we are getting some of the data from database. Now what we are doing, we are just combining all of the data and converting it into a single format so that we can get access of the data from a single place and from the single source. Okay. Next is time variant. So time variant. So what time variant is? Like it just not only, as I mentioned, it not only stores the recent data, but also stores the historical data, right? Some of the data whose analysis has been done previously, it also stores that. Like in any of a point, if I need to just access that data to get the analysis done or to produce any of the connection from with the old data to the new data, we can do it easily. So it not only stores the newer data to get any of the trend analysis, but also stores the historical data so we can get a detailed trend analysis of all the data that we have taken into access. Okay, so the number four is non-volatile. So what is non-volatile? Like once the data is stored, it doesn't change. It cannot be changed or it cannot be deleted easily. It's mainly for reading and analysis. Okay, so once data is stored, it doesn't change or get deleted easily. Fine. So this is the meaning of non-volatile. So it is mainly for the reading purpose or for the analysis purpose. Okay, understood what are the characteristics of data warehouse?
Ma'am, can you explain the third point?
Time variant, this one.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so time variant actually means like it not only stores the newer data. Suppose I am having a store, I am running a store. Okay, so I do have the data that is there 1 year back, and I also have the data that is there that is recent for this week maybe. Okay, so all of this data is getting stored. It's not like I am only keeping the newer data, because there might be some time, like suppose if I want to want to create a dashboard of the whole 1 year, whatever be the sales that has been done through whole 1 year, I would be needing the data of the like the suppose of January, February of this year, along with this last along with this November, December data, right? So all of this stretch data I would be needing. Though the first, like suppose January, February data has already been analyzed, but to analyze the whole year's data, I would be needing that data also. So it tells that the data warehouse not only stores the only recent used data, but also stores the historical data that has already been analyzed. To what is the need for that? Because sometimes we need to get the trend analysis of the whole year data. So in that perspective, we can try and go ahead with this purpose. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So up to this, the characteristics part clear, everyone? Guys, clear? Okay. So now the question is to you. So why we do need data warehouse? So if you guys understood, just let me give the answer of this. Like, why do we need data warehouse? Guys, speak up.
Ma'am, to store, organize, and to collect data from multiple sources.
Okay, that is one part. That is the work that data warehouse do. But why do we need data warehouse? Apart from this, there are other, like based on the characteristics that I told, there are other uses also, right? So you can try and tell that as well.
Ma'am, to make the analysis convenient.
Okay, next.
Ma'am, it's give a single, clean, and reliable source of truth for data analysis.
Okay. So it's like it just combines data from different systems. Like it's not like that I have only one channel, like the Excel only, I am getting the data from Excel only. It's not like that. We are getting the data from Excel, we are getting the data from SQL, we are getting the data from CRM, from ERP, all of from all of this different sources we are getting the data. But what we are doing, we are storing all of it under a single roof, right? We are storing all of this data under a single roof, and that roof is data warehouse. Okay. So now let me just go ahead with the why we need a data warehouse. The very first thing, for better decision making, for intelligence, like business intelligence, for reports, for dashboard. If I don't have the clean data or data from all of the source, then I can't do anything. So first I need to have data. Then only I can do other stuff. Like from that data only I can do other stuff like creating dashboard, taking like business decisions. So that is why data warehouse is needed for better business decision making, maybe we can call it like that. So for analysis trends, I told you, like for time variant, it try and analyze the trend. It stores the data where we can try and analyze the trends. So how the customer is buying, what is the customer buying pattern, what is the product that is getting sold, most sold. So for this, we are getting the data. So the to analyze the trend, we just need the data warehouse. To combine the data from different systems, we need data warehouse. To improve decision strategies, we need data warehouse. So clear, guys? Understood now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there is a basic difference, like I guess you people know, but then also I'm just repeating. So there is a basic difference between data warehouse and database. So tell me what is the basic difference? Like, just in layman like language, you can just tell me what is the difference between data warehouse and database. Guys,
Ma'am, database is basically a huge file where all matlab, the data from various files are being stored.
yeah, yeah. Data warehouse is also same. Anyone else? Okay. So what is database? Database purpose-wise, if we want to just segregate it, we can think it of in database, we are doing the daily operations like insert, update, delete. There is a specific, like in case of a SQL, we have learned, right? We have created a table named suppose EMP, like the employee table we have created. Then we have gone ahead, we have used that CRUD operations, like we have got ahead with inserting any of the value inside the table. We are updating the value inside the table. We are deleting the value inside the table. So that's all what we are doing in database. But purpose wise, when we are thinking about data warehouse, it is like analysis, report, decision making, all of it. Got it? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
That everyone?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
got it. So we can just call it in different form as well, like in a form that we can think it of like in data type wise. Someone's mic is on. Can you just switch off your mic, Aditya? Yeah. So we'll just go ahead with the data type basically. In case of database, we try and connect with the current data, like the regular data that we are talking of. But in case of data warehouse, we deal with the historical data along with the current data. Okay. And like in case of database, if we are thinking of, it is it is faster. It is very faster because we are storing small daily tasks, we are doing small daily tasks there, and very less, like comparative to data warehouse, less data are being stored. But in case of data warehouse, we are dealing with big complex queries, and like that is faster in case of big complex query, but this big complex query cannot be dealt in case of databases, right? So we can take an example about database like the bank ATM system or any of the e-commerce site where we are getting the data accordingly. But when we are talking of about data warehouse, we are calling it as a company-wide sale. Like the whole company. Suppose you can talk it off about. I guess you are well known about this any of the e-commerce site, maybe Mia More, the cake shop, I guess you people know, right? So that does have some of the like outlets all over, right? So that has a, all over the country, it has some of the outlets. But suppose beside my house, I have another outlet. So the data that I am getting from the outlet that is beside my house, that come across in a database format. But like in an example wise, I am saying, but this cake shop, like over the like company wide, the sale that it is giving or analyzing, that is coming under data warehouse. Understood? Hello, guys. Understood? Can you respond?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Everyone understood everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Please clarify the expected format of week 3 project. I guess the details has been already given in the PDF, like how you have to do the project, in what format you have to do the project. That has been already given. So if you have any other query, we'll discuss it after the end of the session. Just stay like that. After that, like keep a window of 10-15 minutes. There you, if you are having any related doubts, I'll try and answer that after the session. Okay, so we'll just move ahead with this. So this is actually the part, like the basic difference that we are seeing in case of database and data warehouse. Now we'll just go in deep about the ETL part. Okay, so guys, anyone having idea about ETL, what ETL is? Because that is a very vital like criteria that we need to discuss. So anyone having any prior knowledge, idea about ETL? Have any one of you worked on that?
It's a data integration process.
Okay, in deeper form, can you tell?
Ma'am, it's basically the full form is extract, transform, and load.
Mhm.
I only know that it collects the raw data and for clean it.
Okay, so you just know that it collects the data and clean it, right? So it's not only just collecting the data and cleaning it. As you told, that is clear that it is extraction, transformation, and loading. Yes, that is true. But like it doesn't just clean the data. There are other stuff that is actually going ahead with that. So let us just discuss it in details. So ETL actually what ETL is, ETL stands for extraction, transformation, and loading. Okay, this is the part of ETL. So ETL stands for extraction, transformation, and loading. So I'm just going in a layman form so that you people understand. Fine. So you just think ETL like you are preparing fruit juice for any of the cafe, okay, or in your house only you are just preparing a fruit juice. Okay. So what extraction is? You are picking fruits from different farms, like maybe like you are trying, like you want to prepare a mixed fruit juice, so you are not just going to the market, you are trying to just pick the fruits from different farms. Maybe you have kept apple from one farm, you have kept orange from another farm, you have kept banana or maybe the grapes from another farm. So all of this are fruits that you will be including in the fruit juice, but you are collecting it from different parts, right? From different farms. So that is what extraction stands for. Okay. So it is like collecting of raw data from different places. So for fruit juice, what is the raw material? The fruits, right? So you are collecting the raw fruits from different parts. So extraction does give the idea of collecting raw data from different parts. So this is E for extraction. Next, what it is? Transformation. What you are doing in the transformation. So after you have collected the fruit, so what is your next task? You will wash the fruit, you will peel the fruit, you'll chop the fruit, whatever you will be doing. You'll mix the fruit and then you'll filter the fruit, right? So what it is, you are cleaning and converting the data into the format that you are needing. So what you are doing, you are just cleaning and converting the data into a format that you are actually needing. So this is the T, that is transformation. What is loading? You are pouring the ready fruit that you have prepared into a storage container and like storing it for a while so that somehow like maybe your friends are coming down in your home, then you'll just serve it down in that format. So you are just after transformation, it is loading, that is you are storing. So what it is, we are saving the clean data for analysis purpose and for and in apps where we can use it any of the format you can think of. We are just loading the data. So understood what is extraction, transformation, loading?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So from this, we can just think it of ETL is a process of making the messy data, the data that we are getting that is messy from many source. We are getting that data. We are cleaning it, reshaping it, putting into a place where where it can be useful. Okay. So it is actually the perspective of ETL. Okay. So let us just go into the technical form in ETL, like basically the extraction. So in case of extraction, as I told, extraction means fetching data from where it is leaving now, like from different source. It is we are trying and fetching the data. So what can be the probable source? We can just think of about databases. So it from database we can think like example maybe MySQL. We can take the data. Next we can do it from SQL Server. Next we can go ahead with Oracle. So these are the databases from where we can get the data for extraction. Okay. Next from files we can do it. So files maybe CSV file we are getting, Excel file we are getting. From APIs we can get it. So APIs like web services. Next we can call up like logs, like application logs, server logs. Okay. After logs we can think about like cloud storage maybe. So cloud storage also this is from where we can take down the data. Okay, so we can get the data from this place. So why this step is needed? Why we need extraction? So different systems, whatever be our systems that we are taking, that stores data in different formats, right? So extracting those data, grabbing those pieces so that we can work together with all of the data that we are needing. So that is the need of extraction. Okay. So how we are just like extraction process is used. So we what we are doing, like how it is used. Let us just discuss that. How it works. So first, what we are doing, we are connecting to the source. So what we are doing, we are connecting to the source, like we are logging to the database, we are opening the CSV file, calling the API. These are like the first stage that we need to do, that is to connect to the source. Next, what we need to do, we need to read the data. So read the data, like to download or stream the rows you need. That actually is the part of reading the data. Then what we need to do, we need to copy the data, the raw data, into a temporary area that we can call it as a staging or landing area, so that we don't break the original system. Whatever be the original system, we just don't break it. Since, as you know, while we have worked in Python, I have already told you, like after you have imported the data, you have created a data frame. Just try and make a copy of the data frame, right? So and work all of the pre-processing, like whatever the pre-processing you'll be doing or data cleaning part you'll be doing in the data. Try and do it in the copied version so that the original data frame that stays intact. So this is exactly the same process. So we just copy the raw data into a temporary area the temporary area, we can call it as a staging or the landing area maybe, so that you don't break the like the original system. Okay, so that this is how we are actually doing this extraction purpose. Clear how like what extraction is, from where, what are the source from where we are getting the data, and how it is actually working.
Ma'am, excuse
Right,
me.
clear. Mm-hmm. Tell.
Ma'am, can you please repeat the first part connecting the to the source?
Which
How
one?
can we connect them?
Connecting to the source, that part.
Yeah, ma'am.
Like connecting to the source, yeah, connecting to the source basically means like the source can be anything, right? The source can be a database, it can be the CSV file, it can be any of the API. So what, how we are connecting with the source, we are just logging to the database from where we will get the data, or we are opening the CSV file from where we have to take the data from, or we can call the API. That is how we are connecting to the source. Understood?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, fine, great. So we'll just go ahead with the types of extraction. So what are the types of extraction? The first is full extraction. So what full extraction is like copying everything each time. Like whatever you are trying, we are getting, you are copying everything. So like you are having our entire data and you're copying everything from that data. So that comes under full extraction. Next is incremental extraction. So you are, what you are doing in incremental extraction, you are copying only what changes since the last run, like whatever after you have run that, what is the change that you are observing, only that part you are just copying it down. So that is the incremental extraction. And next is change data capture, CDC, we call it CDC, change data capture. So we captured only the inserted, updated or deleted row in that has been done in the real time. We are just capturing only those. So these are actually the different types of extraction. First is full extraction, next is incremental extraction, and third one is CDC. So what CDC is, that is change data capture. Okay. So what are the common problems that we can fix it out? We can slow the source system. We can, like any network interruption that we are having, we can check on that, and different file formats that we are having, we can work accordingly. Like we can use the small conversion that is there between the data that we are taking into consideration. These are the common problems, and whatever the fixes that we can think it of in this format, right? So clear, this is extraction. Next is transformation. So transformation, like in easy form, I have told you, like after you have collected the fruit, you need to wash the fruit, you need to cut the fruit, you need to mix the fruit. This actually is the part of transformation. So transformation is where, this is the part where actually the real work is needed. Whatever be the real work that is needed here. So I need to make the messy data, whatever be the messy data that I am having, I need to clean the data, consistent that data, and I need to make that data useful. Okay. So in that very perspective, I need to work with this, that is the part where I need to go with the transformation. So what are the tasks in transformation? Task basically we can call it off as cleaning the data. Next It is to convert the types. We need to convert the types of the data. Convert the data types if needed based on the purpose. We need to convert the data. Like we need to all the text numbers that we are getting, we need to convert into numerical value, convert the date text into the real date. In that format, we need to convert the data types. Next, we do need to do the standardization. We need to standardize. Next, what we need to do, we need to deduplicate, like we need to remove the repeated rows, or we need to remove the duplicates. After that, we need to validate. So what validate means, like we need to check the amounts that are given. Suppose your data set contains some of the amount. You need to cross verify. You need to validate that. You need to enrich. So like you need to enrich means you need to add extra information. Suppose you can convert city to a region, like using the lookup or lookup. You need to just try and convert. If that is needed, your data needs that. You just go ahead and do that. Okay, so after enrich, you need to aggregate, like you need to sum daily of the sales, like sum up daily sales or per product count or per product average salary, like average sales that you need to do. You can do that. So aggregate and next join. So all this operation, it's not just only cleaning the data. All of this task comes under all of this task come under transformation. Data cleaning, converting the data types, standardization, deduplication, validation, enrich, aggregate, join, all of this you need to do. Okay. So this is the part where we are actually working with the form that is needed to work accordingly to make our data enriched. Clear, guys? Understood the transformation part? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay. So next is the loading. So what we are doing in the loading, we are putting the clean data where it is used. Okay. So where it is used, we are putting the clean data there. So where the data is loaded in a simple form, we can think of, we can load the data to a data warehouse, to a data lake, to a analytic database, or any of the business intelligence tool, BI tool, or any of the operational database, like if any of the apps or stuff that is there, you need to store that data. Main purpose is to after transforming, like that messy data, you make that data look good, or you make that data well transformed into a one specific format. Now you have to store that very like transformed data. The data that you are having, you need to transform that. So for that purpose, you are using data warehouse, data lake, like analytic databases, any of this to work accordingly. Understood, guys, what I told?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, fine. So we'll just see this one, and based on that, we can understand. So RDBMS, from here we are getting the data. We are getting the data from SQL Server, from flat files. We are like any of the Excel file or any of the CSV file, whatever be the file. From here, we are getting the data. So this part is the extraction, and this is the staging area, like where we are just copying the data and trying and doing all of this above stated task. What we are doing on the data, that is coming under the transformation. Next, loading. Next, that transformed data is being stored in a data warehouse or any other specific like storage house that is called as loading. Okay, so this is the form of like how we are doing the ETL process, that is extraction, transformation, and loading. So next, why ETL is important that we need to take into consideration. So why ETL is important? Because it combines the data from different sources. So you have also did the transformation, right? So where you have done that, in case of Python, you can think of. There you have just called the CSV file, did the data cleaning part, did the EDA part. If that is related to ML thing, you just gone ahead with the ML modeling part, training the model based on the data that you have got, right? So there, what you are doing, you are just getting the data from one single source. That is one data. Like suppose there are situations where you are joining multiple CSV files. Like that is also true, but from a single source you are getting the data. But here you are getting the data from different source, different area. Now you are just storing, like analyzing that data and just transforming that data and storing it in a warehouse. After transformation, storing the data in a warehouse for further analysis, for getting business based decision from that data. That's why you are trying and using it, right? So basically, if the importance come into play, the major importance is to combine, because it combines data from different sources. Next, we can clean and improve the data quality, because previously the data was messy. After transformation, we have made necessary changes in the data that is needed. Okay, and it also saves times and effort, right? Like suppose if you have to just take the data separately and you have to work accordingly, that would take a huge amount of time and effort. But here you are doing it with a much convenient manner, right? So this is the part, this is the forms, like usage. Basically, there are other usage also, but basically, if we have to think it of like that, we can call it as this is the basic reason why we are using ETL. Okay. So now let us just give a simple example so that you can understand like what ETL is and how, like what exactly is the difference with ETL and without ETL. Okay. So here, may I write it like here in the example section? Let me write it out. Okay. So let us just take an example. Like suppose you are having a company and the name of the company, maybe Freshmart. Okay, so this is the name of your company, and what it does, it sells product. So it sells product like the, it has some of the its franchisees, like the shops it is having. So it is selling the product on website. It is selling the product through any of the mobile app. So we have got three different sources. Like number one is physical store. Next, what it is, it has website, and third one is mobile app, right? So these are the forms where we, from where we can get the data. Now suppose the owner of the company wants to get the answer, like what are the total sales that has happened in this week, like which product are selling based in each of the country, and which customers buy online, like which are the customers, the targeted customers that are buying online, and what are the customers, who are the customers that are like coming down and getting the store on, which are the customer who are doing all of it. So how we will be analyzing that? Because we have getting the data from physical store, maybe they are storing the data in Excel website, they are storing it in database, web like mobile app, maybe in API format it is storing. So So how, or any of the JSON log file it is storing. So how we will be getting that, right? So first, without ETL, when we are not having ETL, so how we will be doing it? So in case of without ETL, so data, we need to just get the data from different places, like source data. Each store manager, whoever be there, they will send the Excel file daily, and whatever be the website sale, we need to store the SQL database in another format, and we need to analyze that, right? So for the analysis purpose, we will be doing that without ETL. Now, in the second step, when we got that messy data, so separately, while like each of, like we have to do it separately and manually, right? Suppose there is a change in the name of any, suppose there is a country, like the state or country name or any of the store, the location of the store may be in USA, right? So one can write USA as USA, or USA, or US, maybe the person has written like that. So that is a change, right? So you need to understand that and you need to clean that, right? So if you need to just do it manually, you need to take into count with a manual format and need to go ahead. So based on that, after doing all of this, the reports that are made from this messy data would be inaccurate, right? Because you need to go down manually and work with that data, and it will take a lot of efforts to change it in that format. And whatever, and this what it is taking it down, the manual effort that it is giving, that is huge, right? And based on that, the reporting would be slow or wrong may be done. So then only, because without ETL, all of the tasks that we are doing, so the reporting is also getting lower. We are not making able to make the reports on time. It is like time consuming. It is effort taking. But with ETL, we can do it very easily. Like instead of manually copying anything, ETL directly fetches everything automatically for the transformation purpose. The messy data that we are getting, that comes clean, consistent, and correct with the use of ETL, and also loading the data. Now, all the items that you have got, or all the base that you have got, that gets stored in one trusted database, and you can get the access of the database and try and analyze, like try and get the access of the data, and based on that, whatever the performance you need to take into account, you can do that. And also the reporting is becoming faster with the use of ETL, accurate, and also the like the level is getting more higher. So understood, guys, why what is the reason we are using ETL, and without ETL, what difficulties we will be facing. Clear, guys? Understood? Hello, am I not audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so did you people understood what I told up to this? Everything is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So there is two basic formations, that is traditional ETL and cloud-based ETL. So what traditional ETL is, it is like running your, you can call it as running your own restaurant or a cafe. So you do buy stove, you hire chef, you maintain everything yourself. The expensive, like it is expensive, the details that you are taking into account, all of this you are doing it by yourself, so it is expensive, but you have all of the control over everything, right? So that is a traditional ETL. And cloud ETL, so it's like a cloud kitchen, okay? So where you just need to give the data, they need to cook that, and there is other form, like they get delivered only the only purpose is that you only pay for what you are actually using. So it's like a cloud kitchen service. You can think of about the cloud ETL. So you just send them the like whatever the details you want, like you just send them the ingredients. Okay, what they are doing, they are cooking, they are cleaning, they are just delivering, or whatever be the details they are doing. You just only pay for what actually you want. Okay, so this is the difference between traditional ETL and the cloud ETL. So basically, we know about in case of in that case, if you are thinking of, we can call it of in case of the traditional ETL, we know the name of Informatica. We know the name of Informatica Power Center. Then we have got the name of Microsoft SSIS, Tenant, Pantau, then Oracle Data Integrator. All this comes under the traditional and cloud-based. It is AWS Glue, then Hevo, then the Google Cloud Data Flow. All of this comes under the cloud-based ETL. So there is a basic difference that needs to be taken care. That is, in case of the traditional, we try and use the format of ETL, that is export, transport, extract, then transformation, then load. But in case of the cloud one, what we are doing ELT, that is extract, then load, then transform. What it means? So we extract the data from source, we we load the raw data, that is the raw data that we are getting, so we load the raw data directly into the data warehouse or the data lake, whatever it is. Then, whenever it is needed, we transform the data inside that warehouse itself. Okay, so this is the one that like ELT is basically performed in case of cloud based, and in ETL, ETL is performed in case of traditional old or traditional ETL tools. Clear? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, got it. Fine. So up to now, any query, anything? Any query, guys, up to now? Anyone? Any query? Okay.
No, ma'am.
So great. So we'll just go ahead with OLAP and OLTP. So what OLAP is? OLAP is online transaction processing. Sorry, OLTP is online transaction processing, and OLAP is online analytical processing. OLAP is online analytical processing and OLTP is online transaction processing. Okay. So what are they and where are they used, that we will be understanding. Okay. So in layman form, if we are thinking of OLAP, so you can, OLTP first will go, then OLAP will go. So if you are thinking it of as a system designing to handle day-to-day transaction in a real time, so that is actually OLTP. Okay, so OLTP is online transaction process. So example of transaction we can take into account. So we can think it of swiping, like you are swiping your credit card to buy something, or you are booking a train ticket online, right? So you are adding items to your shopping cart on Amazon, you are buying that, or you are transferring the money through online banking. That actually are the examples of transaction that comes into OLTP. Okay, so it is a transaction based. Okay, so it is transaction based. So it handles the transaction in with real time data. So that the data that is generating in terms in case of transaction, that is taking care of. Okay, so it is the basic part that is OLTP. So you can think it of as a supermarket billing system. There is a supermarket billing system. So every time a product is scanned, that what it is that what we are doing, the database updates the stock, whatever the stock that is there, or what is the stock remaining, the database updates the stock instantly, right? So this actually is an action of OLTP. Clear, guys, what OLTP is?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And OLAP is online analytical process. So this system is using for analyzing the data, not for any of the everyday transaction we are using it. We are using it for analyzing the data. So it is analysis based, like in case of large or complex queries, we are trying and using OLAP. So it uses the historical data, the data that we are storing from the backside of our stage, so that we can get a trend analysis done, and it is for getting the business decisions. That is the reason we are needing OLAP. For this, we are needing OLAP, and for transaction purpose, we are needing OLTP. Okay, so OLTP doing things like, if you are want to understand this, so you can call it as OLTP, like doing things now, like buying, paying, booking. OLAP is learning from the past, like getting the reports, insights, decision. This is actually is OLAP. Clear? Understood? Guys, understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So okay, so then is the ETL pipeline. So we have discussed about ETL. So ETL is extraction, transformation, and loading. Okay, so you can think of it as a water pipe, right? So what water pipe does? The water flows from the source, it goes to the filter, and finally we are able to fill the tank and able to bring the water, because that water is fine, right? So similarly, the data flow is from the source. So it is like cleaned and transformed, then it is loaded to the warehouse specifically. So how like this pipeline actually works? So we got this all of this stage together, that is extraction, transformation, loading. All of this we are taking into account, and they are happening in a form that at the same time, in a multiple section of the data, we are trying and analyzing it in a form that we are able to get it. Okay, so this is actually the form of the pipeline that we can call it off. So there is actually a continuous flow from extraction to load. There is a continuous flow. See here, from extraction to transform, then to load, again to extraction to transformation to load, again to extraction, transformation to load. So there is a continuous chain that has been forming. So the continuous flow that is forming. So each stage, whatever we are calling off, so each stage works at the same time on different piece of data. So that is why we are calling it as a pipeline. Okay, so this pipeline is basically of two types, that is batch pipeline and streaming pipeline. So if we are calling about this batch pipeline, so what batch pipeline is? So it processes a group of data for a, like, at a time, like suppose daily, whatever the sales that is happening daily, we are trying and analyzing that. So it processes a group of data, right? So batch pipeline is like processing a group of data at a time. And what we are calling off about the streaming pipeline, so the data, like, it is working, like streaming pipeline is like real time. We are getting the everything done in real time. Like we have talked about the payment transaction, then the how many clicks we got in website or IoT sensors, all this are coming under the streaming pipeline. So understood the types of pipelines in ETL.
Ma'am, can you explain again?
What? Which one?
Ma'am, both the types.
Okay, so we are having two types. One is batch pipeline, another is streaming pipeline. Okay, so what we are doing about, like, if you have to give an example of batch pipeline, we can call about the daily sales. Whatever the daily happening, the daily sales, like the process, we can think it of as a process of grouping of a data, of that group of a data at a specific time. I am doing that. Grouping a data at a specific time, I am doing. Like any of the daily sales I am getting. Suppose a store that has done sales and I am getting the data daily at 8 p.m. to just going and analyzing. Okay, so this is the part of a like batch pipeline, we can call it off. But streaming pipeline, what it is like the real time. So the process data as it like which is getting processed as the data is getting arrived. So it is doing it in real time. So any of the payment, I called it payment transaction, that is happening. We are evaluating and analyzing the data in real time. Like we are not like waiting the whole day when the entire data will come, then I will try and analyze. No, it is not like that. We are doing it real time. That's why it is called as like streaming pipeline. And the other one that is happening, like that the example I given you as daily sales, that is the batch pipeline. Okay, clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
So, yeah.
ma'am. Yeah, example of streaming pipeline can be the UPI payment.
Yeah, any of the transaction that I told, right? Any of the transaction, suppose you are doing it, any of the Google Pay, you are just sending the amount. There only you get the transaction ID, right? You get an option of getting the transaction details, transaction ID, when the transaction has happened. All of this you get details, right? So that is in streaming pipeline. You get the example of, like, you can give an example of payment transaction, UPI transaction, maybe the website clicks that is happening, that you can take into account. Okay.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Okay, fine. So we can just discuss about some of the challenges in ETL. So the first is data quality issue, because the data quality is the prime thing that we need to take into account. So data is coming from different source, so the quality would be different. So we need to take into account about the data quality issues. Next, we need to handle large volume of data, like any of the, suppose we can think of about the modern companies nowadays. So each day they are getting around millions of records daily about the sales, about the transaction, about the clicks, any of them. So we need to handle the large volume of data. Sometimes that is the challenge for ETL. We need to take into account with that, right? Next is the complex transformation. Like the transformation is a part. So we sometimes the data that we are handling, that we need to analyze, needs some of the complex calculation or some of the complex business logic. So we need to take into account with that. Next is the data integration from multiple source. That might be a problem, because data often comes from different source. So this source have different formats and different structures. So to understand that and integrate that at the same time sometimes become challenging. Next is the source, like the changing the source system. Suppose like the source system that we need to change, that is a major issue. Sometimes we need to take into account and understand that when we are working with ETL. And of course, the error handling and the recovery part would be there, and also the performance and the scalability issues that would be, of course, there. So we need to understand that we need to monitor and maintain each of the stuff in very vivid and detailed manner, so that things are on track. Okay. So this is actually the part that we need to take off. But after all of this, we can say it as like ETL is a powerful tool, but building and maintaining it is not not easy. But for this very part, we if we are careful, we can if we are just going ahead designing an ETL pipeline with monitoring and trying and using the cloud tool, we can overcome all of these challenges like messy data, dirty data, maybe the big data volumes, like changing sources, error, performance issue, security issue. All of this can be handled accordingly. So we can do all of this with a proper monitoring and with a well-designed ETL pipeline. Clear? Understood, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So up to now, anyone having any questions, any query, any doubt? So
No, ma'am.
today's
Ma'am,
session is basically theoretical part only. So from tomorrow is your presentation. Then in the next session, we'll go in the details, like we'll go in the hands-ons basically, and we'll work accordingly. Yeah, anyone is saying anything? Can you come again, please?
ma'am, before error handling, which challenge you mentioned?
Sorry.
Before error handling, which challenge you
Mhm.
mentioned? Fifth one.
I have nothing written. I am just saying in that purpose, like in a flow. I have told. I don't recall what I told before error handling. Maybe the
Oh,
security issues. Maybe like
ah,
all of this
right.
actually comes into play. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you.
Okay. So here actually these are the actual parts of ETL because they do make a very powerful tool and we need to use that because in any of you can think of any of the e-commerce website or any of the data that you need to go ahead with there you need to there the data that is coming up from different sources maybe from website from apps maybe from the local stores. You need to understand the data. You need to extract the data, transform the data, load the data, and store, like basically storing the data in a warehouse, right? So there only here only from here you can from this figure you can definitely see that you are getting there are operating systems and the flat files, different operating systems. So you are getting the data from each of this purpose. And after you have got the data, you implementing ETL. So ETL extraction, transformation, loading, all of this is happening, and then you are storing the data to the data warehouse. Where what you are getting under data warehouse, metadata you are getting, data summary you are getting, the raw data you are getting, and all this transaction like OLAP analysis. Like the what is OLAP? It is related to analysis. So whatever be our analysis that we are taking into account, we are getting in under OLAP analysis. We can do data mining. We can do the proper reporting. So this exactly is the structure what we need to follow it down. Clear? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So next we'll just move ahead with we can just today we won't go into much deeper, but we'll discuss about Power BI and why visualization is needed because we don't have much of the time and we just can discuss among ourselves what data visualization is like needed basically in case of data analysis and about Power BI. So, guys, do you like have any proper idea why data visualization is needed, or any of you have used Power BI Tableau previously and worked with it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you have worked with Power BI.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what you actually did in Power BI?
Ma'am, I made interactive dashboards.
Okay, okay, fine. So you have used Power BI. Have you used Tableau?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so you have the access of using the Power BI. So you tell me, why do we need the data visualization for data analysis? You have a experience over that, right? Because you have used Power BI. So what is the need?
Ma'am, to get the graphical representation of the analyzed data.
Yeah, that is like that is exactly that it is. But any other form or anything else you want to put into? Okay. So we'll just go ahead about that. So why we are needing this visualize data visualization in case of data analysis? Because it is easier to understand, right? We do understand more from a picture, right? From any of the, suppose we are having lots of data. So from that data, we don't understand what exactly that is telling. But if we have a proper structure, proper pictorial representation of that data, it becomes easier. So we can't just give any of the picture in that format. That's why we try and use the charts, the graphs to make that data instantly understandable. Like suppose we use pie chart to get a quick reference or quick form, that by that form we are able to get, suppose we are trying and analyzing the total sales, maybe in that format we are trying and using the pie chart, so that we are using that pie chart in a format that can get like analyze the area wise sales or maybe the center wise sales of the whole sales data, right? So this is the reason, first reason we can call it off. So next we can identify patterns, we can identify trends. So we are working basically with raw data, like that is just the numbers. So but inside the numbers there are hidden patterns that are actually there. So we need to visualize the trend, like how the sales are increasing month by month, or what is the pattern that we can call it off, or what are the outliers that are there inside it. So for that, we are identifying patterns and trends. Next, we need to compare. We need to just have a comparison between the data. So for that, we are just needing this to compare the data easily. We need the visual representation of the data. Next and the foremost and the most important thing is to make data driven decision, because nowadays we know that data is most powerful and data don't lie. So based on that, we need to make the data driven decision. So what data says, based on that, if we just make the decision, that would be more fruitful to any of the organization or any of the country. Country based, if the data is country based, in that format I am saying. So for that very purpose, for making decision, we need this, we need to visualize the data. We need to get the in like the detect the relationships that is there between the features or the variables. In that form we are needing this visualization, and to communicate the insights that each curve or each graph is showing. So for that, we are needing this data. So these are basic reason why we need data visualization for data analysis purpose. So next is the Power BI. We can just discuss normally, because Power BI is a visualization tool. Until and unless we are working with Power BI like from scratch, we won't be able to understand. Who have worked with it, that is fine, but who have not, they won't understand. So we can just like in in a normal sense, we can call it as like it is a tool from Microsoft that that is used for data visualization and business intelligence purpose. So, in simple words, we can say it helps to turn raw data into interactive charts, graphs, and reports so that it is easier to understand and analyze. Okay, so let me just show you the Power BI desktop, how it actually looks. So let me take a blank report. So it is just like this. We have the tabs that is file, home, insert, modeling, view, optimize, all of this. Under this, we have got the ribbons, and each of that we have got different different commands actually. So from here we can like it. You can call it a like similar version type of Excel, but here working with Power BI is much more easier, and it is very friendly, like user friendly or beginner friendly, you can say. Like you have whatever you need, you got it under a same roof. You can do all of it here itself and work accordingly. So here you get the option of get data. There you got the option of different types. Like you have got the Excel like option of from CSV, from Excel workbook, from Dataverse, from data flow, from SQL Server, from web also. Any of them, you from any source, you can just get your data. So after like suppose you have get the data, so what are the key features basically we can do, like key features in case of Power BI. So we can connect multiple data source. Here you get the option of SQL, SQL, next Excel, next CSV file, web. You can just connect to multiple data source. Okay, then you can. There is no need of doing it manually, copying and pasting, getting everything in a single go. No, you don't have to. It is fully automated. You can just take it and use it in a form. Next, data transformation. So the raw data that is often messy, you can just do whatever the like priority required for, like we can remove the empty rows, fix the date, combine all of this you can do inside the data. Next you can do the data modeling. Here you got the option of modeling. So data modeling, what you are doing in data modeling, you are creating relationship between different tables, like you are linking the sales table with the customer table, or you are seeing like what customers have actually brought, how they have actually getting through. Next you are like getting the interactive visuals you are getting. So based on that you are getting the visuals. So you are getting the visuals done here. You can see different type of charts, graphs, lines, all of this you are getting up here. Then you have got the dashboard or report. So you can get the dashboard and the report there. So all of this you can take into account. And next the analytical features that you can combine in total, like predicting trends, finding pattern, event analysis, all of this we can do using Power BI. So after tomorrow, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, when we will be having the sessions, regular sessions, we will go ahead and understand everything in details, and we'll just don't go with the theory part. We'll go directly to the practical part, and we'll extract the data from any of the source. We can take it down, and based on that we can try and understand how we can just create the tables, how we can create the visuals and the definite dashboard we can do. So understood, guys? Clear everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Which PDF, Aditya? Which PDF you are talking about?
Ma'am,
Yeah.
ma'am, actually, For tomorrow's project, actually, I am facing difficulty in importing data from Kaggle in SQL.
Okay, there you can in SQL you can get it through, right? Like you can just use it from like you can just create the file and in that format you can just do it in SQL. Like I didn't get what actually is the issue.
Ma'am, uh, the
Your
process of
voice is
importing is done, but the table is not shown when I run the command.
table is not showing.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, so why if it has already taken into account, if the table has already been created, so you have given a certain name to the table, right? So after you have given the name, then just go for select star from that table name. It will show definitely.
No, ma'am. When I count for count, it will show there's zero. Important part is
Your voice, your voice is breaking. I am not understanding.
समझ नहीं आ रहा है.
Hello, your voice is actually breaking. I'm not understanding. Neha, I'm not getting. Can you just write it down in the comment in the chat section so that I can at least understand because your voice is breaking. I'm unable to hear you properly. So, guys, anyone having any issues? Okay, Sneha, then I guess.
Actually, ma'am,
Okay, got it, Sneha. So you have different source. So try like, and it is internship, right? So you have to work it around like this. So you have to see multiple options. You have to explore multiple of options and see like which one works good for you. So you have different options. You can just check it in Chat GPT also. So check it how what it actually is the error that you are getting. Just paste that there and ask that this is the error I am getting. What is the solution? Because from here I am unable to understand whatever you are telling. Okay. So guys, anyone having any other query? So guys, anyone having any other query? We'll just wrap up our session today here. We'll meet
No, ma'am.
tomorrow. Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow. So be prepared with your presentation along with the project. So that we can just go ahead and get with the presentation part. Fine. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
guys. Bye. Yeah, bye, guys.
Thank
Bye.
you, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye. Yeah, Sneha, you can try and use different like other forms to take it down. So you just try and create like you just like create another try and use another like load it second time and then try and use it. Maybe that is the issue you are facing, or maybe in you can use it in different format, other format also. There are different formats you can use chat gpt to check how to work with, or we can find out fix it in tomorrow's session, because without seeing, I can't give you the idea, right? Like how, what exactly is the form. Okay. So we'll discuss tomorrow then. So, Bhavani, what has been given to you, work accordingly. Fine. So, I guess uh, like the project has been given either with Excel or with SQL. If it is SQL based, work SQL based. If it is Excel based, work it on Excel based. Okay. Fine. Bye, guys.